PlayStation and Switch on the floor. What's the system that I want more? Good morning, everybody. It's about 7 a.m. Saturday, June 14th, 2025. And it's raining like crazy out there. So I put a little rain ambiance on YouTube. Today I want to talk about simplicity and video game systems. And if you saw my previous video about me getting the Switch 2 and regretting it, then you'll know a little bit about this backstory. I did get it, did regret it, and then got a ps5 slim Call of Duty bundle to offset that regret. And then a funny thing happened on the way to the forum, or at least on the way to delivering it to me. I kind of wanted that again. But there's so many pluses and minuses to both. It wasn't that easy for me to make a decision. But I wanted to go back and talk about video games and simplicity really quick. Now, a lot of video game people online, they'll do videos and behind them is a huge rack, a wall of video games and consoles everywhere. And, you know, they have video game systems from the very beginning of time. You know, like Atari all the way up to Switch 2 and everything in between. And to them, that's simplicity because they can play anything. Where it's someone who says, I have all the PlayStations. To them, that's simplicity. I could play every PlayStation game ever. They line them up nice. To me, that's stress. I've never been able to have more than one. So when I have both, I'm thinking, can I have both? I asked myself the question one more time, and right away, the answer was no. It wasn't even an issue because I can't do it. I can't have like two phones. They do the same thing. Like this plays video games, this plays video games. I don't care that this has Blu-ray player. I watch streaming stuff, movies. They do the same thing. People will say, oh, well, this one you can get Nintendo exclusives. This one you get the AAA at the best quality, the big in games at the best quality. I don't care about that. What's the most simple to me? And that's one that can do everything. So let's go back a bit to the Switch 1, which I had, which I started to like. Now keep in mind, I didn't have a Nintendo system. I had the Wii a little bit, but I hadn't had a Nintendo system since the original Nintendo. Then the Wii, then the Switch. The Switch changed everything because I was able to take the controllers, split them up in my hand like this, and play it laying down on the couch, completely relaxed. I was able to take it off, move it to another room, put it back on. I didn't have a cable charging the controller. You just slid them back on the system dock. Simple. The one thing it didn't make it simple was it didn't have the games that I mostly preferred to play, which isn't their games, which is their games, or games that AAA companies make. Assassin's Creed, newer ones, Watch Dogs, GTA, Saints Row. These were the ones. They didn't have them on here. So it was lacking a little bit. Got rid of the Switch 1, which through the most of the life cycle, I kept it. With a couple diversions to PS4, and then when I was able to finally get a PS5 a year ago, I did that, and it was in heaven. But it felt oppressive. The system felt like I was tied down, and there was like a cloud over everything. Like I turned this on, it's just me playing. You could do online, but the online was too expensive for me. I'm not going to pay that $80 a year to try to get a communal aspect to it, playing online. On the Switch 1, I had a lot of fun with a cheap online, playing Friday the 13th with friends. And then most recently playing Mario Kart online, which is how I played 95% of the game so far. So with those things, it made it simple, that it had all these little things you could do. Take the things off, 2 people can play. You can play like this, you could play like, and everything was just like, oh, this is ultimate in simplicity. Then when I got the Switch 2 last week and then I felt that pang of regret, I started thinking about this and thinking, oh no, this is truly simple. This beautiful, artistic, because I think this is the best looking system I've ever seen. I wanted it more because how great it looks, so then you feel good looking at it. Like, that's important too. It's not the most important thing, obviously, for a video game system, but when that console is sitting there, futuristic, that pure white, that Zen white, man, it really relaxes me. This is not as good looking, and that is important to me. It's a smaller portion, but I think the thing looking good is important. Would I keep something if the system was ugly, even though it had all the great stuff? I wouldn't be so sure. I go by the old thing of everything you look at should be beautiful, and it should glow you up and make you feel great. This one does. But yet it feels like I put it on and it's just me with this dome over me. And now with this one being so much better graphically, they're able to get those games. They're going to get those games. They already have a game called Cyberpunk. They already have a game called Star Wars Outlaws that are coming. And those are big AAA intensive open world games that I like. And I could play them laying down sideways on the couch. And I could play these games with other people if there's online components. So you might say, like a lot of my friends will say, just keep both. Even if I was Rockefeller, I wouldn't keep both. That's not simple. I want one thing, the most simplest thing, that can do the most things simply and cover all my bases without having to go, I really need another one. And as I thought about those two things and how important simplicity is to me, and it's important, the worm started to turn on what system I was going to keep. Since this arrived yesterday, I hadn't had the urge to take it out of the case. Still sealed up in the box. I wanted to get it here, see what my emotions were like as it's right in front of me. Am I going to want to rip it right open and start playing Watch Dogs Legion, which isn't on this? I'm going to rip this open, start playing Ghost of Tsushima, a samurai game, which I love samurai. I didn't rip it open, even though the beautiful design of that would just glow me up every time I look at it. And the games are good too, so it's not just the look. But that's important because it's a piece of art. This thing is anyway. So I started thinking deeper about it, and I said, well, let me give myself 24 hours. The ups and downs of having it the whole day, how I feel laying in bed, how I feel when I wake up, and that's where we're at now. Now the decision isn't 100% yet. I will make that decision around lunchtime today. By the time you see this, I will have already made the decision. Not that you guys even care about my decision, but this is more a conversation about simplicity and how that's a little more important than a lot of the other stuff that goes along with a physical item or clothing. I'll talk about it in future videos, but my clothing, I like to have simplicity. Like, I have pull-on pants only. Zippers, buttons, out. All my pants, pull-on. They're the same color. I have all just tan pants I wear outside. White t-shirt, white slip-on shoes. That's it. That's simplicity. Now I have other things for events that I have to do, but there it is. No thinking, no unnecessary extra movements. Less is more. My mind is free. My mind feels good. I like the colors that I see. I don't have to go, well, I need this for this, this for this, this for this, this for this. Get one each of those. I have something for the rain. Pants that can get messy. Pants that are for laying down. Pants that for dress. And they're all the same color. Simplicity. But visually, I love the look. I can't imagine having 25 pairs of pants in all different colors, different things. Can't do it. And this is a recent development where I've really, clamped down on that. So, having one and cleaning my mind up like a reboot of the operating system every time you wake up. There's simplicity and cleanliness everywhere I look. I don't have to think. Whichever one I decide, I'm not going to have to think or feel any anxiousness, feel any like downswing in emotion or any kind of like, and I'm not trying to blow this up too much, like, oh, my video games making me depressed. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about everything you see and have should be light and make you feel great visually and in usability. What's the minimal excess stuff I have to deal with that thing? Do I have to plug an extra thing in all the time? Do I have to do this? Do I have to do that? Those are not utterly important in the big picture, but if you're choosing between things and you want to get through the day with a simpler mind and a more Zen vibe about things, then yes, that's important to me. So that's what I do. And it starts with this first decision, since this is right in front of me. It's another thing. I don't like to let these things go on a bit. I make the decisions and I move on. But this decision I make, when I return one of them, that'll be it. And that will be the one I'll go with. Because I do have a back catalog of games digitally on these. Switch 1 and PS4 / few PS5 games. Like Leonardo da Vinci said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Oh, ain't that right? So I just wanted to talk about this real quick. I don't know how quick it ended up being. And stress the importance to you of simplicity, whatever your simplicity is. Like I said, if having every PlayStation game and plugged all in under your TV feels simplistic to you, then do it. To somebody like that, having all of them there is so simple. They just have them all lined up, plugged in, they put the game in, they could play any Sony game from the history of PlayStation that they own. And that's simplicity. To me, that's clutter mess. Because I just want one thing to rule them all. Is that Lord of the Rings? So, Leonardo da Vinci said it. Now I said it. Two great minds think alike. In my search for simplicity and joy, let me rephrase that. Search for joy. Search for a little peace. It starts with simplifying the things that aren't so simple. And again, these are luxury items, so I'm not hemming and hawing too much about this, because I'd just as soon not have any, like I did months ago. And then I realized that I just do this my whole life, and it's a fun, casual thing. I don't play it a lot. It's casual background stuff to immerse myself. I don't watch movies that much. YouTube, yes, for entertainment on a screen. Don't use a phone much for anything. So with that being said, this channel, starting with this video, is going to be talking about things in relation to like Zen. And it started with simplicity and video game consoles. So hopefully this video helped, relaxed you, made you think, got you mad, got you questioning. I don't care, as long as you like the thing. Hopefully it's calming you though. So stay tuned, find out what I ended up going with. I'm Tommy, and this is Almost Zen on YouTube.